Once upon a time, there lived a young woman named Maya and her husband, Ravi. When they first got married, Maya had dreams of a beautiful life, a loving husband, happy children, and a warm home filled with laughter. For a while, it seemed possible. Ravi was once a hard-working man, full of ambition. He worked tirelessly to provide for his family, and Maya was proud of him. But over time, life's pressures weighed on him, and he found an escape: alcohol. At first, it was just occasional drinks after work with friends. But soon, one drink turned into many. Nights became longer, and Ravi started spending all his earnings on alcohol, leaving nothing for his wife and children. The once warm home turned cold and silent, except for the nights filled with drunken arguments and broken promises. Maya pleaded with him. "Ravi, our children need you." "I need you. Please stop." But Ravi always dismissed her with empty assurances. "I'll change, Maya. Just one more time." But that one more time never ended. A mother's strength, determined to keep her children from starving, Maya took matters into her own hands. She started working part-time as a tailor, sewing clothes until her fingers ached. During the day, she cleaned houses, working tirelessly while carrying the weight of her husband's neglect. Despite her exhaustion, she never let her children see her pain. She smiled through her struggles, telling them stories at night, hiding her tears after they fell asleep. But deep inside, she felt broken. One night, as she sat by the small dining table, staring at the uneaten food she had saved for Ravi, she realized she could not fight his battle for him. One fateful evening, Ravi was thrown out of a bar after spending his last bit of money. Stumbling through the streets, his vision blurred. He felt lost and empty. He had no money, no real friends, and a home that no longer felt like home. The city lights flickered around him, but everything felt dark. He could hear his children's laughter in his memories, and guilt burned through his chest. How had he become this man? As he wandered aimlessly, he passed by a quiet temple where an old Buddhist monk sat beneath a large tree. The air was calm, and the monk's presence felt strangely comforting. The monk looked up at Ravi with kind yet piercing eyes and asked, "Son, why do you choose suffering when peace is within you?" Ravi scoffed, his voice bitter. "What do you mean? My life is already ruined. There is no peace for me." The monk simply smiled. "It is not life that is ruined, but the choices you make. Alcohol is not drinking you. You're drinking your own happiness away." Ravi blinked, startled. No one had ever spoken to him like this before. "Your family suffers, but the greatest loss is your own soul," the monk continued. "You are drowning in your own misery. But tell me, who poured the water?" The question struck Ravi like lightning. He had done this to himself. "In Buddhism, we teach that suffering comes from craving," the monk explained. "You crave alcohol, and so it controls you. Let go, and your suffering will end. Change your craving. Desire peace instead." Ravi stood still, his heart pounding. For the first time in years, he saw the truth. That night, for the first time in years, Ravi did not drink. He walked home, feeling the cold night air clear his mind. As he entered the house, he saw Maya asleep at the table, waiting for him. His heart ached. She had suffered so much because of him. The next morning, with tears in his eyes, Ravi knelt before Maya. "I was blind, but I see now. Give me one chance to make things right." Maya, who had heard his empty promises too many times, was hesitant. But this time, something in Ravi's eyes was different. With determination, Ravi quit drinking. The first few weeks were unbearable. His hands shook, his cravings were overwhelming, but every time he felt weak, he remembered the monk's words. He returned to work, earning back the respect he had lost. He started saving money instead of wasting it. And most importantly, he became a father again. His children once fearful of him, now ran into his arms every evening. Maya, who had spent years crying herself to sleep, finally smiled with relief. Years later, Ravi took his family to the same temple where he met the monk. As he knelt before him, he whispered, "Thank you for showing me the way." The monk simply smiled. "You saved yourself. I only showed you the mirror." Ravi turned to his wife and children, watching them laugh under the temple's cherry blossom tree. For the first time in his life, he felt true peace. Moral of the story: true change comes from within. When we stop chasing harmful desires, we find peace and happiness. A single right decision can transform an entire life.